Hey rockers, welcome back to the party, the underground guitar party. Rob here, be sharing with you how to play the song Just Feel Better by Steven Tyler featuring Carlos Santana. This song is so cool, and I'm excited to be a part of a collaboration with a channel called Adventure Charmed. If you haven't followed or known about what Gina is doing on her adventures, first-time adventures of a femme fatale, man, this is a great thing to do. It's her guide to cure boredom, and she reached out to me and asked me if I would help her with a guitar riff. She wanted this song, so that's what we're doing it. This song is really cool, as you know, and we've actually tuned it down a key just a little bit. So we're going to be playing with the B minor kind of keying, and we're also going to be doing that because it gives us the ability to play this on acoustic guitar as well as electric pretty easily. Specifically, if you've got an acoustic guitar with 12 frets, like a parlor or something like that, or a little travel guitar, all of the lead licks that we do in the song that you heard on the intro will be completely usable right here. Really cool. So let's jump right into it. The chords are going to be simple. We're just using a handful of chords. I think we're using 5 chords in this. B minor being one of them, D being another. That's E minor, G. And that's going to be what we're using for all of our verses. On our chorus, we're using A, E minor, G. That's it. So those 5 chords are going to get us through the entire song. Once we get up to our lead licks, we'll talk about that too. We'll get that going on and we'll show you how to do that. But let's jump right into the rhythm section. All right, let's look at those chords together. We're going to use the Beat Buddy to give us just a little bit of rock in the background and act as a metronome. I'm going to bring that in right now, and we're just going to play full measures on our B minor. B minor. That's D. That's E minor. And of course G. Now we're going to go again. We're just practicing the B minor. We're on the D. E minor. G. We're just keeping up. Same thing. That'll run. This is our rhythm section. And you can get fun with that little strum pattern. We're just staying on the beat. And we're out. So let's talk a little bit about that makeup right there. When we're on the B minor, remember, all of this is going to revolve around that E minor pentatonic that we learned in Lesson 1 and Lesson 2 of the UGP Basics, which means we're just going to run up the neck. And if you haven't seen how to do that, I've got a real easy video to get you started and moving nice and quick. But all of this is going to kind of hang out. Right in the meat and potatoes area of that E minor pentatonic, which is really great. So if you notice what we're doing here, just to kind of spice up the rhythm a little bit, instead of playing the chord and letting it ring or even strum for the entire measure, we're kind of working in that in between. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, out on the A string and the D string. That's where your meat and potatoes is going to happen for this in between all of your chords. So as long as you're hitting your chord, like if we hit this 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. So you see how we were counting there. It's really just the measure was split into 2 halves. So whatever you do right there is going to be fine. Here's what I like to do. Let's hit it up at 80 BPM. One more time. You stop, UB buddy. There we go. So there's so much to talk about with this song. Now that we're at the chorus, we're on A. And I know, part of me says let it go. So we're going A, E minor, to G. Now how long we hold these are a little different than the first verse. In the verses, each one of the chords that we play rings out for 1 measure, which is 4 beats. Here, when we do our A, that's 1 measure, which is 4 beats. When we do our E minor, that's 1 measure, which is 4 beats. When we do our G, this is going to be 2 measures, which is 8 beats. Life happens for a reason. And I know, it's never worked out before. But this time, I'll do anything to just feel better. Any little thing to just feel better. Now, I know that I did a mute strum there, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. I did it because the first, anything to just feel better, is actually rung out on the G. Any little thing to just feel better, any little thing to just feel better. And we're doing this mainly because I do the mute strum on an acoustic guitar to kind of give a little bit of a rhythm section. That's all. You wouldn't need to do this if you were playing electric and you had your beat buddy or your band backing you up. So let's talk about that. We've come off this G from our verse and we're on I know. Part of me says let it go. Life happens for a reason. I won't, cause it's never worked out before. But this time, I'll do anything to just feel better. Now we're on the D. This is the second half of the chorus. So this is like chorus B. So tell me what to do. Then we go to the A. I can't see through the haze around me to the E minor. I'll do anything to just feel better. And then we go back to the D, back to the A, back to the G. Okay, so let's put that all on one part. We've just come off of our verse and we're going for our first. And I know, part of me. We're on the E minor, so we start on the A. A for I know. Part of me says let it go. That's the E minor. Life happens for a reason. I won't, cause it's never worked out before. We're on the E minor, but this time, I'll do anything to just feel better. Just like that. Okay, so when I play this, a lot of this comes from how I play my acoustic guitar because I want some rhythmic stuff, but I'm doing down, down, tap, down, down, wash. Wash is a triplet, it's an up, down, up. We're holding our finger so that just the nail is strumming right here, and almost like we're holding a pick, but there is no pick. So think about your hand position like this. And if we look right here, I've got my hand kind of resting on the bridge on the electric guitar and on the bridge on an acoustic. It's all pretty much the same here because I'm going to do a little bit of a palm mute and kind of rock back and forth. Now, if you want to do regular strums, you can go down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, down, up. Any one of those strums will work for you and will be totally good to go. So, down, tap, down, down, wash. tap, down, down, wash, down, 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 tap, down, down, wash. And I know, part of me says let it go, that life happens for a reason. I won't, cause it's never worked out before. But this time, I'll do anything to just feel better. Back to D, what to do on the A. I can't see through the haze around me. That's E minor G to anything to just feel better. So I forget this word, I don't remember this one, but it's the same thing. Any little thing to just feel better, any little thing to just feel better. And we hit back on the B minor to the D, back to the E minor. Now this is the part where we're gonna come in with, but not that one. Let's do that again. And we're going a little bit fast here because I was kind of moving through that, which is, well, when I play it around 100 beats per minute. But it's actually right around 70. And I play it at 100 beats per minute because I like to add my own little flair to it. That's all. I mean, that's really the only reason right there. So what did we learn in these first two parts? We learned that our verse, let's do a proper recap. Recap, right? So what did we learn in these first two parts so far? We learned that our verse, we can play our B minor, D, E minor, G, but we can also play it with that little run. And that little run is all in the E minor pentatonic. It's in lesson number 1 of UGP Basics. And all of that comes from this shape. That's it. That's the entire song. And I guess it's worth doing it one more time. Verse starts in the B minor, goes to the D, E minor, G. Another verse at the B minor, that's the D, that's the E minor, that's the G. We're going to the A for the chorus part 1, to the E minor. Remember, we hang out on this G twice now. Back to the A, E minor, G, 2, 3, 4. Any little thing to just feel better. Back to D. This is chorus part 2 to A. These are all, that's the E minor. These are all, that's the G, D. They're all one measure is what I'm trying to say. There we go. There you go. Okay, so as much fun as we're having right now, let's actually talk about that lead riff. We've got a chord put together right here. So are you ready to learn how to play that? It's actually pretty simple. We're on our 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th fret. We're going to put our index finger across the B and the E string, the high B and E strings, and we're going to put our middle finger over here on the 10th fret. The 12th fret is right here with the 2 dots, if you didn't know. So we let this ring out. On, off. Okay? And then we just move from the 11th fret, or the 10th fret, excuse me, on the high E string to the 10th fret on the B string. We bring our ring finger and put it on the G string at the 11th fret. Now we're going to slide with our ring finger, our middle finger. So again, it's kind of hard to talk and say at the same time. Once you get to doing it, right, it'll become second nature. So we're on 10th, 9th, 10th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 10th. And we slide. You might slide over. You might get stuck. Allow your finger, as you're moving, to just gently slide up and back. Just like that. Okay, let's move into the next little part of that riff. We're gonna bar at the 7th fret. We've got our 9th and 10th fret and 11th fret right there. We're gonna use this bar. We're gonna hang out on our D string and our G string. That's strings 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. So we're hanging out in the middle two sets of strings right there. We're going to use our barred finger in order to ring the open string on the 4th string, which is our D string. And we're going to go open, or in this case, we'll just call it 7, 9 on the D string, 7, 9 on the G string, slide to 11, slide back to 9. Open, now on the D string, and then back to the G. Okay, so we're here, open, now we're on the 9th fret. That was both on our D string, which is string number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're moving to string 3, which is 1, 2, 3, the lowest of the middle two. Open, which in this case is our 7th fret, 9. We're going to slide to the 11th and back down. Open on the 7th. We're at the 9 on the D string. And then hit it twice. Do a double stop right there with the 7th on, which is our barred open bar, right here at the G string. So when you do all of those things together, it's so much fun to say. It's like you got to say it and think it. But when you do them together, it should sound like this. Okay, so practice that and we'll get on to it. After we get that last one, we jump up here to our 10th fret and we're going to go 10 and 12, and we're on our B and E strings. We've moved up and we're going to add a bend to the end of this. So we're playing our open B, which is our 10th fret, and we're going to hammer on with the 12th fret. And what we're doing here is we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The E is open right now, so we don't have to do anything. We just keep that little bar. And you don't have to have a full bar. You can just use a partial bar. I like the full bar. It's easier for me. And once we get there, we're going to bend. Well, okay, friends, that is it. So put all that together. We'll have a little sound at the end that you can hear what it sounds like with a couple little VFX over there, and I hope that you enjoy. The parts that you recognize are the ones we taught here. The parts that you don't recognize are the improv that you hear over top of it. You get that using the UGP number 2, basics number 2, that talks about how to walk that E minor up and down the neck. Either way you play it, electric or acoustic, let me know how you do in the comments down below. If you'd like to be featured with one of these guys scrolling across the screen, go ahead and send me an email to rob@undergroundguitarparty.com or party@undergroundguitarparty.com, and we'll get you featured in there. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye for now.